Hello everyone, Arvella here to run you through a little tutorial of our Seint makeup, all in one compact, completely magnetized, all your colors, everything you need, all in one compact. It's an amazing makeup and I'm just going to run you through and talk about it as I go. I'm going to try to be as quick as possible, but I also want to try to cover all of the bases. So after you've watched this video, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me with any questions at all. I'm thrilled to answer them. I have a lot of enjoyment talking about this makeup as it's pretty fantastic. I almost call it magical, but it's not magic. There's no tricks. It's just for real. So I'm going to start with our hack. Our hack is our highlights and contours. In Seint, highlights are your foundations, if you will. So with Seint makeup, we have the theory that one layer of makeup is better than multiple layers. So we're going to just put everything on our face in a specific location, and then we're going to blend it out to create the most amazing, beautiful coverage. That's going to be very light coverage to begin with, but if you choose to bulk up your coverage, you can totally do that as well. So it's kind of paint by numbers, almost like. I'm putting on originally there, my first thing down my nose is my brightening highlight. Essentially, that's like your concealer, if you will. But again, it's got its own coverage as a highlight. So it's playing as a concealer, but it's also giving you the coverage that you need in those places. So you don't have to double up your coverage, if you will. It's just going to give you what you need in that space. And then I put on my all over, my main highlight, my main foundation color. The reason for the different colors is because we have dimension on our face and we're not just one dimensional. Our faces are not flat. So we want to enhance the shadows where they are to create the most desired look in that respect. And then the other products are going to help to minimize the areas that we don't want. So my cheeks are quite red here and here, a little bit of rosacea, that kind of thing. So I like to kind of minimize that a little bit. And then the highlight down my nose is going to make the middle of my nose pop a little bit. So the sides are going to be in this darker shadow. And that's going to minimize the size illusion of my nose, the width and that kind of thing. So when it's all blended in, you will see how beautifully it comes together. And while I'm talking, I'm trying to also think. So when you're doing this on your own at home, you can do this literally in 3 minutes or so. This contour I'm doing around my lip is to help give it a little bit more of a pout. If you have a thin lip, this can really enhance your lips and give you a nice pout. And then we kind of, if you have any jowls or anything down the sides at the bottom here, you can kind of give a little extra shadow there to help minimize that. So those are the three main colors we're going to use. And then we're going to also, you can come in and put your lip and cheek colors on right on as well with your main hack. Sometimes I will wait and put this on after because I tend to blend it out when I'm doing it, but I'll just show you. So essentially we color match you to 4 main colors: your contour, your main highlight, and your brightening highlight. And then we also suggest a lip and cheek color. The lip and cheeks double as both cheek and lip color. So it's really versatile and you can do a lot of different things with it. So I've got my main hack on here now, and I'm just going to blend that out. I'm using the shape brush. It's a very light coverage once you've blended it out. I like to start with my lightest shades first and do a little bit of a blend, and then move into my main and my contour after. But there is honestly no right or wrong way to do this. So you just, once you get your makeup, you can play around with it and decide which is your best method. And you're just gonna see how this slightly evens out my skin tone, takes away that redness a little bit in my cheeks, blends down little imperfections. If you have blemishes and that kind of thing, it's going to help to blend that out. And then I'm going to move into my contour. And this is really nice for some of us, you know, we call it a 4-head, but really some of us have more of a 5-head. So this is going to add a bit of a shadow and some dimension up there just to kind of minimize that forehead. We've got our cheek here. This is the contour just to really give that cheekbone some definition. I'm still working on my lighting and setup here for my videos. I'm by no means a master photographer or anything, but to give the idea of how this makeup works, so far this is cutting it, but I'm going to definitely work on it a little bit more, because when I'm just doing it in my actual mirror by myself, it comes together very nicely, but sometimes on a video it's hard to really portray what's coming across here for me, but I'll get there. But right now it's just kind of giving the idea and hopefully helping y'all out with any in particulars that you have in regards to skin concerns. So I've kind of blended that out. There's definitely a difference. Now, this is a very, very light coverage. Some people like a heavier coverage, and if you do, there's multiple different brushes that we can talk about. This is one of the most lightest coverage ones that we have. There's two. One's called a shape brush, one's called a blend brush. There's just a little bit of difference between the both. And then if you want a little bit more, you can go back in to different areas and kind of enhance that.